Most of us do take a lot of flights. A lot of us are loyal to one or two airlines, and you want to make sure that you sign up for their loyalty program. In order to maximize those benefits, you want to first off know what's included. Some of us have gotten into a different elite program because we've flown a lot with that airline. So those might come with added benefits. Maybe you get free upgrades on short flights within the US. Maybe you get some free checked bags, that sort of thing. So definitely see what the benefits are. Now, one of the first ways to make sure that you're earning those points is anytime that you do travel, make sure your loyalty program number is in there, especially if you're using a partner airline. For example, if you have an American Airlines membership and you're taking a flight with one of their partners, British Airways, make sure that you enter your American Airlines membership number on your British Airways booking so that you get the appropriate points credited to your account. Also, you want to see how you can use your points for different things like flight upgrades, partner airlines, maybe booking them for other things like United Airlines, for example, has a whole website dedicated to cruises. So you could consider redeeming some of your points for cruises if you want. There are certainly different strategies for accruing points through different airlines, and I'm not going to get deep into each one, but I definitely encourage you to do a little research on your preferred brands so that you can make the most out of that program. Now, I will say in the United States, out of our big three airlines, that the best program in terms of the mileage is going to be American Airlines. They have the lowest redemption rates, but they're also kind of the hardest to earn in terms of transfer partners and that sort of thing. Delta is definitely the worst. Delta miles are almost worthless, especially if you want to use them for like a long haul business class flight in Delta One. They almost don't exist unless you spend hundreds of thousands of miles. United's kind of like right in the middle. Unfortunately, they have gone up quite a bit lately, but there's still some great opportunities in their program to redeem flights for certain long haul flights and certain flights on economy class where there might be like a low points amount for a short haul flight there. JetBlue points, not so great either. JetBlue kind of aligns with a cash valuation, so you don't really find any good deals there. The rest of the airlines in the US, I don't know so much about. I know Alaska Airlines, for example, has the most valuable airline miles, but again, they're very difficult to transfer into that program, and they're very difficult to earn unless you do a lot of flying with Alaska Airlines, which is just basically more of like a regional US carrier. There are also different ways to earn points through hotel stays, through dining, and various other promotions. So obviously with hotels, we can take advantage of their different loyalty programs and earn points there. Marriott Bonvoy is going to be the largest hotel group, so you can earn points from anything from like your basic Courtyard Marriott Fairfield Inn on up to a Ritz-Carlton. They're all a part of that same group. You can also look into the others would be like the Hilton Honors program, or probably the most lucrative points program in the hotel industry right now is the Hyatt program. So I don't stay in a lot of Hyatt hotels, but they are known to have a really great loyalty program and some really valuable points. Now, personally, I love points so much that I sign up for everything, including like McDonald's points, Chick-fil-A points. I mean, who doesn't love a free Happy Meal every now and again? But the point of this course is not to talk about spending points on burgers. We're going to talk about spending points on really expensive flights, hotels, and other travel experiences. Now, I'm not going to tell you which hotel or which airline is going to be best for you. You might want to be loyal to one or the other. That's totally your decision. A lot of that's just geographics. If you're based in Atlanta, you're probably already loyal to Delta because they do a lot of flights out of Atlanta. If you're based in Houston, you probably do a lot of flying on United because they have a big hub there in Houston. I would just keep in mind which airline you're going to fly with the most and maybe consider being loyal to them a little bit. It's really not as much of a big deal as it used to be. So in terms of being loyal to one brand, certainly not mandatory, but if you do travel a ton, it's probably a good idea. One thing a lot of people don't know is that you can actually get bumped up with your hotel or your rental car status depending on what credit card you have. So for example, with the American Express Platinum card, that's going to unlock the Marriott Gold program for you. So you be able to get some extra benefits there, like maybe like a late checkout every once in a while. Room upgrades are pretty rare, but definitely nice to have a few extra perks when you travel like that. Especially when booking flights, you're always going to be better off booking it directly through that airline. I highly advise you not to use third-party websites because if you have a problem with your flight, sometimes you're going to have to get that third-party company involved, and it's not going to be a good thing. It's going to be so much easier if you've just been dealing directly with the airline the whole time. You're not really going to miss out. Flights are pretty much like priced the same across the board. I always use Google Flights to search for the best deals. So that's just google.com/flights. The cool thing about that is it searches pretty much all of the major airlines, and you can narrow it down to like specific flight times, specific classes if you just want to fly like premium economy, for example, if you want to look at like non-stops only versus one stops. You can even go through the whole calendar really quick and just find out where all the best prices are. Now, one thing we'll jump a little bit more into later on is using the alliances to book different airlines that they're partners with. Obviously, with the hotel brands, like if you have Marriott Bonvoy, there's probably 20 different hotel brands that are under that envelope. Very similar with the Hilton Honors brand, and even Hyatt has a whole bunch too. So with the airlines, there's 3 major alliances, and they also reciprocate benefits. So if you happen to have Star Alliance status through United because you're United Gold or higher, well, that Star Alliance status is going to be recognized on all of the Star Alliance airlines. And that's going to do things like basically get you access to a lounge for international travel. It's going to allow you to get priority boarding. Sometimes it's allow you to get priority lane when you check in, even check a bag for free where you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So certainly having that loyalty and knowing that it spreads to a lot more airlines than just the one you built it with definitely adds more value and opens up a lot more possibilities. There are other ways to earn points through travel-related expenses, like for example, paying for a bag fee. You want to pay for a seat upgrade. Each loyalty program is a little bit different, but a lot of times you can earn additional points on those things as well, including when you use the co-branded credit card. So for example, if you are using a United Airlines credit card to book your flight with United Airlines, well, you're going to get all the points that you earned on the actual flight, but you're also going to get points from your credit card too. And that's one of the reasons I love the American Express Platinum card is they do 5x points on all flights that you book directly with the airlines. So if I'm booking a flight with United, maybe the flight earns 2,000 points, but maybe I put a $200 flight on my Amex card, well, that's another 1,000 points right there. So those can add up really fast. So definitely take advantage of all the ways that you can earn points. And we'll go a little bit more into some of the maybe more secret ways that you can earn points later on. Now with frequent flyer miles, the points that you earn from actual travel, they actually don't pay you by the mile anymore. Up until a number of years ago, if you flew 3,000 miles, you might get 3,000 points. Or maybe if you had elite status with that airline, they give you a multiple. Maybe you get like 50% or 100% more points. And for me back then, someone that travels really cheap, those points added up so fast. And not so much anymore, but that's okay. We're still gonna talk about how we can earn the most points with what we have going on for us today. So a number of different ways to do that. Again, like I talked about, is using the co-branded credit card when you book. Also, when you have elite status, if you built up loyalty, a lot of times they'll give you more points that way. Sometimes just making sure you swipe the right card, the one that's going to give you the most points per dollar, that can have a huge impact on how many points you earn from that trip. Don't be afraid to explore new destinations and new travel experiences to earn and redeem points. This could be something like maybe going to a different airport because you wanted to fly like first class on a special airline, or maybe just going somewhere because it's a great deal and you never thought of going there before. I find that just each place really surprises and delights me and brings me new experiences that really take with you for the rest of your life. So don't let preconceived notions of what a